What's up, guys? Handlebar Mike here with a pipe video. I want to talk about corn cobs a little bit. I'm smoking this Aristocob Magna Cob, which is by far one of the coolest things ever created, in my opinion. It is becoming my shop pipe, no question about it. What is done here is they've actually put a magnet on the bottom of this cob, so literally I can just lay it down on any metal surface and it stays. The Dagner Cob was my favorite shop pipe because, again, it's a great poker shape and you can lay it down anywhere, but this is even better with this magnet. I'm not actually thinking about modifying my Dagner and putting a rare earth magnet on the bottom of it because it's such a brilliant idea. And I actually want to talk to you guys about cob pipes today. And I want to, not necessarily about what a corn cob pipe is or how to smoke one or anything like that, but I want to talk about an issue that I realize that I have. Over the weekend, I got to spend some time talking with Scott from Aristocob and his son Seth, and I mentioned to Scott, I said to him, I said, I am a closet cob smoker. I said, I hate to admit it, but I really like corn cobs, but I would never go out in public with a corn cob pipe. And I've been thinking about that since last weekend, and I'm realizing I'm trying to justify why. I'm trying to figure out why I have this prejudice against going outside in public with a corncob pipe, and it makes no sense to me. Because I would gladly go out with, hell, one of these Rop cherry woods, it's like a stump with a stick sticking out of it, and not think twice about the way it looks. I would go out with this cool little Marco Polo that I got recently that's becoming one of my favorite pipes, and not think twice about the look of it. I have gone out with clay pipes, and I've had people kind of give me weird looks thinking I was smoking pot or something out of a clay pipe, small clay pipe before. And again, I don't even think twice about it. But a cob? I don't know why. I always kind of I go to grab it, I'm like, nah, let me get something else. I don't know why I've developed this hatred and prejudice towards public smoking of cob pipes for me. And at this point in time, I am going forward and I am releasing my bias. I am going to make an effort to, if I want to smoke a cob, if the tobacco I'm taking with me is suited for me to enjoy out of a cob, I'm going to take a cob and not think twice about it. And it's funny because, it's like appearances as it is. Pipe smoking in the modern world is not a standardized practice. It's not a socially acceptable even practice in a lot of areas. How smoking in general is not socially acceptable in a lot of areas anymore. But for me to be putting a restriction on enjoying a certain tobacco in a certain pipe in public makes no friggin' sense to me. I don't know why or how, and I've been trying to figure out why I have this prejudice, this stereotype of a cob pipe, and why I would not want to smoke it in public. And I think it's very weird, and I can't link it to anything, one event or one reason why, and I've been thinking about it a lot since last weekend, which is crazy. But I enjoy smoking cob pipes. Will I give up my other ones? No, of course. I like all of my pipes. That's why I have them. So I enjoy all of them. I enjoy cobs. I enjoy briar. I enjoy other materials, meerschaums and clay and cherry wood and everything else. Olive wood's beautiful pipes made of olive wood. I enjoy everything. Why do I have this appearance issue with cobs out in public? And I don't know. And going forward, I'm going to stop that because it's stupid. It's silly. I don't smoke a pipe for other people. I smoke a pipe for myself, for my own enjoyment. So why would I care what other people think? And it's funny because I'm thinking back on my life, and I've always tried to be very socially acceptable, right? Growing up, I always tried to fit in, and I tried to be socially acceptable and go with social norms and everything. Until about, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or so, I decided I wanted to grow a handlebar mustache. Now, I always had facial hair, but it was standard goatees and stuff like that. It was socially acceptable, business acceptable. And I usually had goatees just to hide my double chin because I'm a fat guy. But plus I looked very, very young without any facial hair. But I finally said to myself, I said, hey, I want this. I've always liked handlebar mustaches. I've always thought they were great. I don't care what other people think. I'm going to grow one. I'm going to do it. And I did, and it was very hard for me at first to do so just because of the public stigma of it and everything. And eventually I realized that I was doing it for me and not for the public. I was growing it because I wanted it. And that's morphed into the full beard and everything else. And again, I keep this beard. I don't grow this beard for you. I grow it for me because I want it and I like it. And I'm going to take that mentality and apply it to pipe smoking as well with cobs, because it's stupid for me to have still held on to this prejudice against public piping with corn cobs. So I don't know. Well, let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys don't think I was bashing cobs here. This is really, I know there are a lot of you that are cob-only smokers, which is fine. I don't want you to think that this was a video bashing cobs, because it's really the opposite in my opinion. It's me coming to an acceptance of my enjoyment of this this medium for smoking tobacco, this material that smokes so well, that I do enjoy it, and it's stupid for me not to enjoy it whenever I want to enjoy it, that sort of thing. So so I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way thinking I was bashing cobs, because again, it's the complete opposite. They're absolutely beautiful. If you've never had a cob before, I would highly recommend getting one. I will throw a plug in for Aristocob. If you are looking to buy a cob, go to Aristocob. And the reason why I say that is I got to know, like I said, I got to sit down and talk with Scott. And we actually talked to, we actually asked him, a bearded piper actually asked him what, or how he became Aristocob. And it was great hearing the story about how he, went to the Missouri Meerschaum factory and everything else, and saw all the different varieties of cob pipes, and he's like, why have I never seen these before? And decided to start reselling them to make them available, because there was a huge line of cob pipes that was not widely distributed. And I want to give a plug for his quality control, because he brought a box of Aristocob seconds to give out basically at the pipe show. And looking at these are not Missouri Meerschaum seconds. These are Aristocob seconds. So these are cobs that he brought in to resell that passed the Missouri Meerschaum muster, right? And he looked at them and found something that he didn't like about them. And some of them, you're looking at it, and I had to ask him on some, what was wrong with this one? And he looked at it and everything else. He said, I don't know, maybe the shank wasn't fitted the right way, or it was such tiny things. And we kind of asked him. We said, why are you so fanatical about that? And he says, listen, he goes, a lot of people start smoking pipe smoking with a corncob pipe. And he says, I want to make sure that they get the best darn pipe that they can get. So for me to be able to go through all these and have this high level of quality control guarantees that somebody's going to be able to get a great pipe. And I think he's fighting also kind of a stigma too when it comes to cobs, that they're not well made or they're junky or something like that. And heck, there's a lot of cheap Chinese ones out there that are kind of just absolutely giving cobs a bad name. But Missouri Meerschaum quality cobs, he wants to make sure that they are quality going out, and that the person gets the best pipe that they can for their first pipe, or their first cob, or even their 10th or 100th or 1000th cob, So I would give it a quick shout out to Aristocob. If you are on the market for looking at some cobs, go check them out. You cannot go wrong with them. They're going to give you a great product, no question about it. It's a family-run business. Absolutely great. Part of the YouTube community as well, which is awesome. All right, with that, guys, I'm going to finish this bowl up. Don't forget, pack a bowl, light it up, burn it down, relax, enjoy. I'll see you guys online next time. Have a great rest of the day.